So GoldenEye was interesting. Rare was highly successful, and Mr. Yamauchi actually got the license. Bond is very popular in Japan, just like the rest of the world. So he went to Rare and said, hey, you should make use of this IP. And most of the teams were working on big games that they knew were going to be successful. And we don't want to work on that.
GoldenEye was one of the first-person shooters that came out on the Nintendo 64. You got to be James Bond, wander around his universe in the GoldenEye film, and experience what it was like to be in the film. You know, the levels were recreated, the actual missions were recreated, and essentially the whole game is about making you experience what it's like to be James Bond.
I think the only person on the team who had worked on a game before was Martin Hollis, who I think had worked on the Killer Instinct arcade machine. Apart from that, everyone on the team was making their first game.
Well, Martin Hollis actually was hired in the middle of the original Killer Instinct, and he loves James Bond. So Martin Hollis is like, I'll do it.
Originally it was going to be on the SNES as the side-scrolling platform. As soon as Rare got involved with Project Reality, which became the N64, GoldenEye was on the table as a launch title, which it totally wasn't.
Originally started out as it was going to be like a Virtua Cop, Time Crisis style game, so just on rails, and just shooting characters who would pop out.
The showcase feature, the kind of standout cool thing they were trying to do, was location-based damage.
The idea was that wherever you shot them, they would react to it.
So if you shoot somebody in the hand, they drop the gun.
And that's when we got into using the motion capture system, which at the time was the Flock of Birds magnetic system.
GoldenEye in particular never got above 9 people, I think, on the core team. We had to wear many hats. One of the hats I wore was motion capture actor, and that was fun.
I'm sure many of you have probably seen motion capture setups. People in fancy suits with little reflective balls.
And the interesting thing about the Flock of Birds was essentially it was a motion capture system attached to the wall.
In that sweaty little room, when it had already been used to capture all of the moves for Killer Instinct, and most of the moves for Killer Instinct 2 arcade. In hell, it stank.
It was basically a tethered solution. Every one of these little sensors that was on the body of the motion capture artist had to be connected to a wire that went to a harness.
And you couldn't really do very much in the case of, throwing yourself backwards when you get shot, because you would literally yank the entire system off the wall.
I had to do forward rolls, not knowing if when I came up I'd be strangling myself on the wires because of our setup. I must stress as well that most of our capture was amateur. Like people that had never done it before, that were just doing what they thought was the right thing in the suit at the time.